Hi everybody, it's Sarah Willis again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my key number one again. This is key number one, remove toxicity, part two, spotting the narcissist, discerning the Jezebel spirit, and dispelling Wetiko. And if you look at the dispelling Wetiko, that's really how we remove toxicity, is when we have awareness and can name it and remove it from our life. So I'm going to be going over a little bit about removing toxicity in regards to having the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, as well as how it applies to narcissistic personality disorder. It's huge in overcoming borderline personality disorder is to being able to discern the Jezebel spirit, being able to spot narcissistic behavior or tendencies, or that Jezebel mindset, or that Jezebel spirit, or it's all Wetiko. What is Wetiko? You may ask. Took one on. Wetiko, the First Nations tribes that were here in North America. Some tribes called it Wendigo, and the Inuits had a completely different name for it. But what Wetiko is, essentially, it's a counterfeit, cannibalizing spirit that seeks to destroy the life force or feed off the life force and other people. In regards to the male energy, in regards to the female energy, Wetiko destroys the light of the own person. And what I was trying to say in my first key number one about removing it is being able to discern the spirit of rejection within yourself and being aware that that's the root cause of pretty much all the issues you're dealing with in your life. When I realized that that's basically what borderline personality disorder is the spirit of rejection. Other words for borderline is codependent, empath, the Ahab spirit. The false self of the borderline is a victim. Their attachment style is the love addict, and it destroys their own light, Wetiko, in the female energy. What this video is mainly going to be talking about is the Wetiko in the male energy in narcissistic personality disorder. Is the spirit of rejection with the spirit of rebellion. How the spirit of rebellion, how that happens is through the spirit of rejection. That's how the narcissistic personality disorder develops. So it's just depending on whether you have more female or male energy. If you have more female energy, you will have the diagnosis of borderline and will be more passive or codependent or enabling. And if you grew up in a narcissistic abusive household, and if you have more male energy, you will have NPD, or narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder is also known as emotional manipulator, energetic vampirism or vampire, the Jezebel spirit. It's the false self of the victim, and the chaos sorcerer. The love style is a love avoidant. They avoid love, they avoid intimacy, and it feeds off the life force and other people. It's Wetiko in the male energy. There's a couple ways to display narcissism. You can be an overt or covert, or a cerebral or somatic. Overt would be, a good example of that would be the current U.S. president right now, Donald Trump. He's an overt narcissist. A covert example would be Obama, a former U.S. president. He's very charming and cunning, but he's still a narcissist nonetheless. And cerebral narcissists will mainly, they still may use their body, but a cerebral narcissist primarily implements their abuse and feeds off their victims through their intelligence or their words or manipulating reality. Whereas the somatic narcissist, soma is Latin for the body, and that basically means, soma means body, so they implement their destruction and chaos and feeding off their life force and using their sexuality instead of using their sexuality as a creative force as it is intended. They use it to destroy and to hurt people and to keep people away from them. So right off the bat, the biggest way in removing toxicity or discerning the Jezebel spirit or spotting the narcissist, the Wetiko and the male energy, the biggest clue is flattery. This person, when you first meet them, may flatter you some way. They may strike up a conversation with you, say some kind words to you. I grew up in Canada. I don't know if everyone watched Scooby-Doo growing up. I'm a child of the 80s, and we all grew up watching Scooby-Doo, me and my friends. And if you ever noticed an episode of Scooby-Doo, you'll see that the villain is the person at the beginning of the episode that was so nice, that was so helpful, like got the gang out of a jam or whatever, or that was helpful in some way, just went over the top in assisting one of the characters. If you watch the whole episode, that person was the villain. So usually the nicest person, the most charming person, most or it's not really complimentary, or they're not giving you compliments, they're flattering you. There's a difference. Superficial flattery. The next tip in spotting the narcissist or discerning the Jezebel spirit, dispelling Wetiko, it will be in your gut. Many people say, you know, when I first met this person, I just felt sick or felt wrong, or I felt their emptiness, or I just felt like something wasn't right. But immediately after that, they'll say, oh, you know, I shouldn't judge this person. I should give this person a chance. They actually are nice. But if you go back when you met a narcissist, that first moment you met them, you probably had something in your gut that was telling you this is not right. And you really need to listen to your intuition, to your gut instincts. The next way to spot the narcissist is pressure. You may feel this pressure to be on your best behavior or get this person to really like you or approve of you. You kind of subconsciously want this person to approve of you for some reason. It's like pressure to be on your putting forth your best self. Another way to spot the narcissist is this person may be overtly sexual. Narcissistic personality disordered people or toxic people use their sexuality to dominate, control, and divide people, and they are just overly sexual. They're aligned to a false self, so they believe all they have to offer this world is their body and sexuality, but instead of using it to create life and love and stability, they implement their chaos and destruction. So they may wear provocative clothing, or they may be into porn, or just, you could, if you notice how they talk and what their mind is on, is usually sex. Listen for the victim hero speak. The narcissist will either portray themselves as a victim, always down on their luck, or they're always saving someone, or, you know, rescue someone right in the nick of time, or if it wasn't for me, you know, this, that, and the other. Just really listen to the victim and hero speak. The next big way to discern the Jezebel spirit, the Wetiko and the male energy, is the religious spirit. And there's more to it than just that. That's just the most common one. Let me explain. So narcissists are all about their image. Image. It's what are they portraying? What mask are they putting on in the world? And the most common way a narcissist will put that mask on is the devout Christian, the devout Catholic, but it could be anything. It could be the mask of the helpful herbalist, a vegan activist. It could be, a medicine person, a life coach, a massage therapist, anything at all, really. It's a mask that they put on to gain people's trust and bring people into their fold. And then in that same sphere, the herbalist, the vegan activist, or whatever it is, the Christian, they will abuse people and implement their chaos sorcery on people. The narcissist or the Jezebel spirit, Wetiko, in the male energy, is easily annoyed or angered. They have an innate boredom. The French call this ennui. They just like putting things into action and watching it destroy, saying things to certain people, to certain groups of people, and destroying friends, groups, or whatever. They want to implement chaos because they're bored, because they're empty inside. If you continue with a friendship or relationship or acquaintance or whatever to this person who has this mindset or spirit, you may notice the shadow projection. Or another way of saying that is they tell on themselves. They often will accuse their victims of what they're currently doing, like, you're lying, you're cheating, whatever. Like, if you really listen to what they're saying, they're shadow projecting onto you. Another way that you can spot the narcissist is triangulation. Always putting other people against other people or talking crap about other people to start drama and chaos. So look for that. You can also spot the narcissist by spotting addictions. They are addicts. They often abuse drugs and alcohol, but they also they always are addicts for people. They are addicted to people to feed. They need people to feed off of for the narcissistic supply. Gaslighting is a huge one. Yes, when they reframe reality and get their target to start doubting their reality and getting them to doubt their intuition. This spirit or mindset or Wetiko in the male energy, the narcissist, they want to be accepted, not accepted. They want to be accepted, not accepted. They want to be the exception. They want to be the special one. And I do want to clear this up. A lot of people say, or not a lot of people, it's widely understood that narcissistic disordered people have no empathy. Empathy is defined as being able to understand and share the feelings of others. So I ask you, no empathy? No, that's not true. The narcissist is every bit of an empath as the empath is, which you may not have known. They're a malevolent empath. That's what some people may not understand. Malevolent, having the desire to do evil to other people. It's not that they can't feel what you're feeling. They absolutely can feel what you're feeling, and they do have a sixth sense, just like the empath. The empath is, an angelic empath, and they project. They project their light on people. They see the best in people and project their own goodness onto people. Whereas the malevolent empath, the narcissist, sees the worst in people, or another way of looking at that is shadow projection. And they do feel what you're feeling, and they thrive off that. They totally are an empath. So to say that they don't have empathy, they just don't have benevolent empathy like the empath does. Another clue that this person may have narcissistic personality disorder is they can never be alone. They're always with people. Another way of putting this is they need you. You don't need them, okay? They need you to survive, to live off of. You don't need them. They may brainwash you into believing that you need this person in your life, but that's not true. It's actually the other way around. They need you in their life to feed off your energy. And the ultimate goal in the narcissist mindset, the Jezebel spirit, the Wetiko, the cannibalizing spirit, and the male energy, is to silence the prophetic voice and invert the truth and divert the person off their soul path. Jezebel hates the prophet. Wetiko hates the shaman. Shaman is a Tungush word that means the one who sees. Brujos hate the true medicina. And what I'm trying to say is narcissists hate the truth. They hate it. They can't stand it. They can't stand the truth. So that's maybe another way you can spot the narcissist, is when you tell the truth, they get really, really angry. They hate the truth. Now, in summary, in closing, how we're going to deal with removing the toxicity. I got these all mixed up. I'm not prepared. Okay, anyway, we'll make it. All right, just like with the original remove toxicity video I did, awareness, the first step is awareness. You have to be aware, you know, that you're operating from the spirit of rejection, or in this case, in this video, you have to have awareness of the virus, the mind virus, the parasite that is Wetiko, this spirit of rejection and rebellion. And I would really recommend naming it, and that's when we acknowledge it, whether you call it the Jezebel spirit, whether you call it Wetiko, whether you call it the spaghetti monster or narcissism or whatever, the false self, whatever name you want to name it something. So know that you're dealing with somebody that has this disorder, and acknowledge by naming it, and acknowledge what you must do, and that's going no contact. Stay tuned. I plan to do a video in the future about no contact. I think there is still, people could still use some help regarding going no contact. So acknowledge what you need to do, and that's removing the toxicity out of your life. Have compassion for this person, just like if you would have had compassion for yourself. If you had borderline, have compassion for this person, which is going to be really hard to do. A lot of people may want to take revenge out on the narcissist, but you don't need to do that, because they're going to, when this virus is in somebody, the person's going to self-destruct. So you don't need to punish them or look for revenge, because they're going to do it to themselves eventually. Narcissists constantly discard really good people and just sabotage themselves in really horrible ways. So have compassion, and that's really forgiveness, and that lets go of the chain that you have to that person. Have compassion for them. 99.9 cases, it's usually because they were abused themselves or neglected, or, you know, they were raised by a narcissist too, so it makes sense that they would have it too. So try to have compassion for them. That doesn't mean being around them. Compassion is empathy with boundaries. Okay, so it's super important to get away from this person, but have compassion for them if you can. I know it's super hard because they're really destructive people. It's for yourself, not for them. Keep that in mind. And the last step is creative spirit. Once you've acknowledged and have compassion for this person or this spirit, you have to make something new. Remember, Wetiko is a counterfeit, cannibalizing spirit, and that's why it's so important to go no contact and start creating. Create art. Like for me, I make my music. For you, it could be painting. It could be starting a landscaping business, or a daycare, or a life coaching business, or getting your commercial driver's license, whatever it is for you. Starting a garden, making a friendship. As soon as you notice that you're getting caught up in the chaos that this sorcerer has implemented upon your life, you know, have awareness and acknowledge that it's happening, have compassion, and then make something, create something. I'm not sure if you've seen the movie The Never-Ending Story, and it's about the nothing, destroying Fantasia. That's pretty much the concept, is how you save Fantasia, is you make a wish. You make as many wishes as you want. And that's really a huge key in removing this toxicity, is to create, to use our creative abilities. We are creators, co-creators in this reality with spirit and with other humans and creatures and life organisms on this planet. So create something in your dreams, in your soul blueprint, and bring this out into the world. That's really key in overcoming this mind virus, and the mind virus that is in other people, and the narcissist, is to create art. This is such a brief video. Again, this subject is really complex. It's really really mysterious. So I'm still learning myself. So any new knowledge that I find along my journey, I'll share it with you. Much love to everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes and the comments. It really means the world to me. If you have any questions, or if you want to comment down below, I'd like to cultivate a community with all you. So I'd love to hear your input, or if you have any questions. And of course, you can always email me. My email will be down below. Much love. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.